is homework 4, problem 8. All right, in the last several problems, you've been working with the slope formula, the change in y divided by the change in x. Okay, we're going to do the same thing in this problem, but it's a word problem. And what are we finding? We're finding the average rate of change in the dollars and billions per year of credit card penalties per year on the bottom. So dollar amount on top and years on the bottom. So we're going to be finding two amounts and subtracting them, finding two other amounts that are changing and subtracting them, and finding this average rate of change. So I go to my word problem, and I know that I'm going to want to find the amount of change in the dollars per year. I'm going to want dollars on top and years on the bottom, because it makes sense if somebody asks you about credit card penalties to report the average dollar amount per year. Dollars on top, years on the bottom. So in my word problem, I've got an amount of 20 and 5/10 billion 1 year, that the amount grew to, and 10 and 7/10 billion prior to that. In other words, the credit card penalties grew from this to this. It was a positive amount of change, an increase. So we want the bigger number minus the smaller number. Now on the bottom of my ratio, I want the years, how much time passed while those credit card penalties were growing. Well, I want to make sure that I get the year lined up with the dollar amount that it belongs with above it. The 2009 dollar amount was 20 and 5/10 billion. They should be one above the other. And we'll be subtracting 2003 because that was the dollar amount, 10 and 7/10 billion in 2003. And again, I'll get a positive number by subtracting this earlier year from the later year. So on top, 20 and 5/10 minus 10 and 7/10, I believe, is 9 and 8/10. And on the bottom, 2009 minus 2003 is 6 years. Now I'm not going to leave my answer like this, because if somebody asks me about the average rate of change in credit card penalties, I'm not going to say 9 and 8/10 billion per 6 years. I want to know how much per 1 year. So I actually want to take my calculator and divide these two quantities. 9 and 8/10 divided by 6, and I get 1.633333 repeating. So let's round that to 1 and 63/100. Now this is a dollar amount, so make sure you put your units on that, and it's in billions. That's my units for the top. And the units for the bottom, it's billions per year, right? These units are very important and worth 1 point for every problem you do like this. The answer is worth part of the points, and the units, the label, are really, really, really important. Don't forget those. Now you'll be doing the same process on problems 9 and 10. Good luck.